Welcome to another day, another adventure. So much potential out there. You've got to go out there and realize it. You got to grab it.
That is motivational.
Yeah, so grab this podcast and sit down and listen to it, and then go out there and make something happen.
Yeah, don't do it first. Please wait until we're done with the podcast.
You want to hear what the Riot has to say first. So today, you don't have to worry about the new iPhone because there's going to be a new one. Outlawing killer robots, emotional support squirrel with therapy duck.
Back in.
Home Alone tickets, payphones. Movies that I should take on vacation, that took off. People, they're like, yeah, I want to.
For the movies on vacation, you can join us if you go to our Radio U Facebook page. And then our show page is Radio U Riot. Make sure you follow both, and you can join the conversation there.
Yeah, so that feels
good?
Like enough.
I think so.
I'm sure you guys, that'll keep you busy.
Let's go get a snack now.
I'm starving.
Okay.
And I don't even think I packed a snack, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Speaking of more squirrels, let's just go.
Let's eat.
Let's just go look through all the cabinets in the break room and see what we can find.
Yes, foraging like an animal.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and thanks for listening.
It is the Riot.
Sometimes a bad example is the best example. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
Look, the iPhone's out, which means it's time to start the iPhone rumors.
How for the next one?
I mean, has it been 2 weeks?
That is true.
How long has the iPhone X been out?
Well, they want to give you just like a couple of days to feel like, all right, I finally do have the new hotness. And then you got to go towards that next one.
Well, you probably should sell it right now.
If you want to make sure
that way you'll have enough money so that you're ready to buy the next one. So it's really about 2 weeks of being on top. And then, you know what, you're right back to anticipating the next thing. What Nikki and I are trying to say is, please don't enjoy what you have. Please start getting excited about the next thing.
You should not be content with what you own because it's always the drive to the next thing.
That's exactly right. So I have here the first rounds of
rumors?
iPhone XXL rumors.
Oh, please don't tell me.
Yeah!
That's not what it's going to be.
Well, we don't know what they'll actually end up calling it. But I can tell you that what they've got here is a 6.5-inch screen for the iPhone XLs. Because right now, it's a 5.8-inch screen.
That's not enough. See, I would want the bigger screen.
I know you would.
That would make me be like, I can wait a year.
Which is why I'm telling you this, because my thought is, Nikki, you've got a lot of pressure right now.
I do.
There's a lot of pressure. Santa Claus is coming to town. And
I better watch out.
You got to slay the fatted turkey. And then you got to have January and February and March and April and what comes up, May and June and July and August and September. And then you'll be ready for next year's October launch.
Or November launch, just depends.
Okay. But then you'll finally have the size screen that you need.
Now they're like, well, just get another one, and then again, and again, and again. But that could make me wait.
You could wait it out. You could again, we don't know, but this is all rumor. But rumor says 6.5-inch OLED, which means everybody, if you're listening right now and you've got an iPhone X, your phone sucks.
Sorry to be.
It's trash. It's so little. I wouldn't be caught dead with one of those.
I can't believe you got that. You don't have the new one.
I'm holding out for the XXL.
I'm going to buy the new phone case and just wait.
Just going to wait on it.
Leave it empty.
I've got a cardboard cutout of it that I just like to look at.
So I can be ready for the new phone?
Well, yeah.
Well, I like hearing that because I would like the larger one. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
My thought is that maybe this gives you, like, let's say you're teetering. You're in the break room and that cookie is there and you're like, cookie. And I'm like, Nikki, there's going to be cake later. I don't need that cookie. It's trash.
I can wait it out.
Stupid. I hate cookies. When's the cake?
Now, no one said that I still hate the phone. The iPhone 10 is still lovely.
No, you hate it. It's garbage.
A lot of money and I don't know.
It's too small for you. I can never be like, no, it's out.
Mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Chief, she's...
Coffee and contemplation.
And the Riot. Obviously. Radio U.
I really need you to stop by Facebook.com/Radio U and tell me, or text me, 877-2-RADIO-U, what movie should I take on vacation with me? Now, I'm saying you can only choose one.
If you had to just choose one, which would be the top one?
And so far, Emily says a book.
I'm I'm sorry, Emily. You're not playing the game right.
I love it. I just want to let you know, Emily, that I'm also taking a book.
There's time for both.
I think I'm taking about 10 books on my Kindle just to see what mood I'm in.
Sure. It's the same for on that side, that device.
That's a whole other digital hoarding question that we're going to have to get to. But then Nate says Scott Pilgrim. Not a bad choice.
You know, I've been feeling like I should pull that one back up and watch it, but it's not made it into rotation again.
Weirdly enough, I did right before Baby Driver, actually, because, same director. And it is so much better now than it even was then. Oh, my gosh.
I think maybe because you probably appreciate the style of the directing more than back then.
I think it is a better movie now than it was then.
Sure.
And it's ridiculous.
Well, maybe that's one that makes the list.
I laughed and I'd forgotten all the jokes. I laughed and laughed, and there were so many weird little things going on there.
I don't remember it enough.
That's exactly
it seemed like
why.
A brand new movie.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's where I was at. It was just like, man, I don't remember any of this. It feels brand new. Now, reaching back to that era, let's talk about making something else that was old brand new, Nikki. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but it's called The Lord of the Rings.
Ah, yes.
Are you familiar?
Yes.
Okay, so there were some rings and a lord and some short guys with some hairy feet.
No judging.
And a lot of smoking.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's like pre-vaping.
Like everyone had a pipe for a while.
So very long pipes.
You know where we're coming from. So it's official.
Oh, Amazon?
As of yesterday, Amazon has announced that they will be doing a Lord of the Rings TV series. Now, there is a catch.
Okay, here's the asterisk.
There will be no lords and no rings.
Oh, is it like it's not about that part of the book?
Which
is the book?
Okay. Is
it about the map? Just the map only?
Yes,
it's an interpretation of the map.
It's a map movie. It's a map movie.
TV show.
No, this TV show will not. It's a prequel. And
lame.
Okay, and as I understand it, and I could be getting this part wrong, I don't think they're allowed to have any of the characters from the film.
Oh, that is so here's the disappointment. You're dousing water on this story.
I know.
You get nothing.
I know.
Can it even be set in that lifetime?
Are they allowed to say Lord or Ring?
At all?
So
they're like Sir and Bracelet.
They're not. People are trying to sell it well, this is their choice. This is their chance. They're going to do something different. And it's guys, licensing has dictated a certain amount of limitations. So
what is it about then? Just prequel stuff?
Well, I mean, it's about person and something.
Great. I love the treatment. I love what they're saying.
I mean, in fairness, there's a lot you could do. You could dig into the appendices and you could pull stuff. And let's be clear, there are great stories there. And the other thing is that, in Lord of the Rings, they just kind of say a shadow is growing in Mordor. But, you could go and do that. You could tell those stories of the Gondor, the people in Gondor and the fight that they're having against. There's a lot of story there that you could tell. And I get that. But it's still when you're we're telling Lord of the Rings with none of the characters and nothing.
Yay! Actually, I'm sure it'll look lovely, but it's just a bit of a disappointment.
The only thing that's missing is Amazon announcing a new premium tier, ultra premium tier, where you're going to have to pay. You have to pay an extra $10 a month to get this show.
Hey, don't forget though, the Grand Tour's coming in a few weeks.
December, right?
December 8th, maybe.
Okay. So the only thing they really have on Amazon Prime Video.
Well, there's a couple of other things, but that's one of the main pushes for them.
I still have not watched the second season of Man in the High Castle.
That's something you could take on vacation.
Can you take that on the plane?
Light fare for the plane.
Man, Nazis on the plane? I don't think that's a very good idea. I
don't think people around you would appreciate that.
You get there and you're we're so excited to see you. You're me too, but we're all going to die, so who cares?
I think you should pick something a little bit happier.
A little happier?
Yes.
Seems like an idea.
The worst of the riot. Proof that you're already living in that dark future dystopia. Radio U.
How about this one, Nikki? Zach says I should watch The Tick on Amazon Prime.
I wondered if anybody liked that.
I've never watched it.
I was curious.
Josh says that I should take Pacific Rim on vacation with me. That's
a good choice. I've been seeing nothing but Pacific Rim 2 ads. So
that is a great choice, actually. And I'm interested in that. They've really doubled down on it. You're just like, bro, this is more anime than the last one was. Like, you're really all in on it. So, you know what? It brings me to our next item here, and that is the United Nations Convention on Conventional Weapons. They have issued a statement in which this was out of University of California, Berkeley. And Stuart Russell, along with a lot of other scientists, are saying that we need to put a ban on killer robots.
Killer robots?
Mm-hmm. And you know what?
Like the Pacific Rim ones? Or?
Well, see, the Pacific Rim robots, they're not robots, though.
They're human-controlled
They're Jaegers being controlled by, yes. So I think what they're talking about are Terminators. I gotta
learn more based on whatever franchise they're picking.
I know, but I think they can be onto something. No more Terminators. So
I didn't know we had any to begin with.
Well, not that they're talking about, but
if they have to be proactive about it,
like, yes, at some point it's just going to be robot wars. Like, there's our robot there and their robot, and whoever's robot lives probably wins the war or something. I don't know, but I know this. Killer robots are a bad idea because if science fiction has taught us anything, that if we make killer robots, eventually they'll be like, we're going to kill everybody, not just the people you say, because we're the boss, because we have the guns. I don't want to be a part of that.
Sure. You gotta already talk, which is why they're already talking about it.
They're already saying we should put a ban on killer robots. So they're asking the UN to step in and make them illegal, because we all know that when we make something illegal, people stop doing it. That'll be the end of that.
Problem solved.
No problem.
No one's making them in secret.
Send them a letter. Tell them they're not supposed to do it, and then this is all over.
When you say please, of course it'll happen.
You know, the thing that weirds me out is that the clip that they're showing with this article is for the Tom Selleck movie Runaway.
What's that?
I know. You're talking about, okay, I mean, I'm that guy. Like, I know what Runaway is. It's got Kirstie Alley, Tom Selleck.
Well, you remember the oldest and most random things.
It's got Gene Simmons from Kiss. He's the bad guy. And I don't know, like he's part of a runaway squad, and their whole job is to go and, like, they're police, but they police robots, basically. And, you know, at the end, he's in that elevator with those weird little, what do they call them? Like spider robots that look like they'd be so easy to get away from. They got those little things they inject you, and people are like, ah, they die.
Oh, gosh, your head is full, isn't it?
You should take Runaway on your your vacation, Nikki.
Oh, no, I need to keep that right in queue.
I want to say that Runaway was written by Michael Crichton. You know,
well, we all have to start somewhere.
Runaway movie. Let's see. Because don't you want to know if he wrote that?
Not really.
Why not?
I felt like we've given it enough time.
Don't you want to watch the trailer with me when we go back to...
When we play music?
The music?
Help me, guys. When we play music, it just doesn't even end.
Let's see. Runaway is a popular name for films. Here we go. 1984 film with Tom Selleck and Gene Simmons. Written by Michael Crichton.
You're
who
right.
would go on to write what? Jurassic Park?
Yes, that's what he wrote.
Come on.
Yep.
What a huge debt we owe him.
We've learned a lot today.
Yeah, so thank you, that one guy at Berkeley, for asking the UN to outlaw killer robots, because
we wouldn't have known then that he wrote that movie, which he's written others.
Yeah, so thank you, everybody, and no killer robots. I agree. I'll sign that petition.
Worst of the riot, not enough? Not enough? Check the blog and all things Riot at riot.radiou.com.
Who is that person in your life that you're supposed to be more like? Think about that for a minute.
Like someone tells you?
Oh, couldn't you be more like your brother or like your uncle? Can you be more like your cousin Jeffrey? Couldn't you
someone listening's like, that's me! That's my cousin!
Stupid Jeffrey!
Why did you say that?
You always take his side. Always.
Why did you pick that name?
Is there anything that hurts quite as much as that does?
Oh, nothing.
Is there anything that hurts quite like that does? That idea of, like, you know what? You're just not as good as that other person is. It is soul crushing. You know what's funny is sometimes people don't say that to me, but I say it to myself. Like, for example, I've got a member of my family. He's an airline pilot. And sometimes I'll say to myself, like, why aren't you more like him? Like, why didn't he did something? He decided he wanted to be. He did. But, okay, I'm saying all this to say, what a terrible thing. Whether you say it to yourself or somebody says it to you, I want you to know one person that's never going to say that to you is going to be God. God is not going to say to you, why can't you be more like Nikki? Honestly, I made a huge mistake. I gave Nikki all the good stuff.
You got nothing.
I gave you all the crap. Obadiah, you're just my mistake. And no, God is not like that at all. I want you to know that God loves you. Now, I mean, it is true that God wants us to sometimes act a little better, be kinder to each other, love each other better. But you know what? He is never going to say to you, you aren't as good as blank. Jeffrey. He's not going to say that. Why can't you be more like Jeff? No. That's not who God is. God loves you so much. And you know what? His love for you gives you a great gift. And that gift is that you don't have anything to prove to anybody. You don't even have anything to prove to yourself because God loves you right where you are. And man, God's love it's amazing. It's a blanket. It's a shield. It's a lot of things, and God loves you so much. And I want you to know, if you don't get anything else out of this today, I want you to know that I don't care who you come in contact with today, that you think is better looking, is smarter, has done more with their life, whatever it is, whatever your particular thing is, I want you to know, no matter what anybody said to you, that you are completely loved exactly as you are, right where you are right now, okay? So instead of wallowing in whatever, you know what? Accept God's love. Invite him in. Start a relationship with Jesus. He loved you so much. You wouldn't believe the lengths that he went to make sure that you didn't have to live like that. Just say, Jesus, I want that. Thanks for what you did. Come into my life. Fill me with your spirit. I don't want to live under this anymore. And I'll tell you something else. If you already know him and you're still struggling with that, man, just ask God, like, you know what, God, help me understand how much you love me. Because the reality of it is, if you're still feeling that way, you don't get it. So you got to get to work on getting it.
That goat farm is looking more and more likely every day. It's the worst of the riot.
One thing turns into another, and pretty soon you're Googling deep fried turkey at KFC.
So if you're not going to be with your family next week and you still want to have like a turkey, but you don't want to make one, I found out and I saw the ad for it that Popeyes, which is a chicken place, Popeyes has a deep fried turkey you can buy from them, even though it's their Cajun style, which
Do you have something against Cajuns, Nikki?
No, but it's the part of Popeyes I never liked.
I agree with that.
So I just don't really like the flavoring that they use. And then I don't know for sure. I think KFC has done it at one point.
Oh, they've done it again.
With deep fried chickens too, or deep fried turkeys. But I don't know if you can get one this season from them. Like, I can't tell anything specific on KFC.
The only thing that I've been able to find from KFC is that a couple of years ago, they did deep fried turkeys. Though I see here that Arby has introduced a deep fried turkey sandwich.
They have that.
And I'll tell you,
maybe it might be store to store, so you might not be able to see it online, but if a location does it.
Okay, wait. Okay, here's one. This says No, it's Arby's again. I can't see. Yeah. Okay, here's something else, though. You start searching and you find other things. Like, apparently in Australia, they have deep fried gravy-filled mashed potato balls.
What's deep fried? Oh,
it's like a hush puppy, but it's full of mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh,
yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Hallelujah. I get an amen?
Why is it not here? I at first, when you said that, thought you were telling me it was a bowl. Like, we have KFC bowls here. I thought, well, what part are they deep frying? But you mean it's a ball.
It's a ball.
Of the mashed potatoes.
Of mashed potatoes with gravy in the middle. Guess who sounds fat? Oh, my gosh.
Now, that's judging. You can have that and be fine.
Listen, I wasn't judging. I was just saying you sound... Hey, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
That's just not nice. And now you put a damper on what was a glorious story.
I want those, Nikki. I want those.
Anybody in Australia want to just try it?
It reminds me of that time that Jad came in and made, what were those? What did he call them?
We only know the derogatory term.
He called them white trash puff balls.
But it's like cream cheese and puff
cream
pastry or
cheese
something.
and bacon and something else wrapped up in a crescent roll and deep fried.
We never had heard of those before.
Okay, you know what? Do you see how this has started? We started from, are you having Thanksgiving alone? To, we should deep fry a turkey. To, we should deep fry cheese.
We should just put it all in there.
Let's just deep fry everything we can. And that visit from Jad's fryer is the reason why we're not allowed to fry anything in the studio anymore.
True story.
That's a real story.
Well, it's just an option in case you want to, because I've never had a deep fried turkey, and I think that would be awesome next week.
We're back on that because
that's why we started this.
You never had.
I never have, but I don't think I would want to get the Popeyes one.
I think you should buy that indoor fryer.
I don't want to buy anything that goes with it. I don't even want to buy the turkey.
I don't. You know what? I don't even know who you are anymore. Like
I
don't even know who you're
go where someone has made it.
Okay, that's what
that's what we should do.
I did that last year. Last year, I convinced my family that Thanksgiving was dumb and that we should go. And we went to like Amish country and ate Thanksgiving there. And
They'll deep fry anything.
Let me tell you what. That was a great choice. The only thing that was a bummer is there really weren't any leftovers. That is a bummer because Thanksgiving leftovers, like for a day or two later, that's great. But when you have no leftovers at all, you start to ask yourself if Thanksgiving actually happened.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, we had no leftovers.
Couldn't you just take some to go from the restaurant?
Well, I did go to one of the Amish bakeries and load up on some of their donuts for later.
That's not technically leftovers. That's just buying more.
Well,
that's not leftovers.
I mean, they were left over from the trip.
It's fine. Have a great Thanksgiving next week, everybody.
Hey.
Whatever you choose to do.
I will. Thank you.
Waking up with the Riot makes your nightmares not seem so bad. Actually, you might want to just go back to sleep. Radio U.
Come on. Let's talk about movies. Hey, right now, Facebook.com/Radio U. I got a little something going there where my question to you is, tell me one movie that you would take on vacation with you. You can also text us if you want, 877-2-RADIO-U, because here's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm going on vacation. I'm leaving Thursday, pretty much after the show, and flying to parts unknown. Wouldn't want anyone to know where I'm going.
You've already said it's
I have. Did
Oregon.
I already say it? I'm
going
to Oregon. Okay. And right now, packing clothes, you just throw a bunch of clothes in a bag and who cares?
That's the thing that you feel like other people might spend more time doing.
Yeah.
Especially for the holidays. Don't you want to look nice when you see family?
Look. Lipstick on a pig.
Don't say that.
It doesn't matter. So
instead, he's spending more time packing his digital stuff.
Right. You know, like what movies should I take with me that no one will ever see that express who I am? And the many different moods and attitudes I may experience while I'm gone. You know, maybe I'm not in the mood for a romantic comedy. Maybe I need something a little more violent. Or maybe I pack too much violence and I'm like, what I need is a heartwarming sports film.
It seems like a lot of people have some good ideas.
All right, so let's see. This person whose name I don't have says, what about Bob? That's a good one.
Well, someone else said...
Kyle.
Kyle, what did Kyle say?
Serenity.
The one thing with Nathan
Fillion.
Castle guy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ooh, somebody, Nikki, not named. They say Hot Fuzz.
Yay, that was my choice. You need something humorous that you can kind of enjoy, not too deep, not too, like it can't take itself seriously.
Anthony says Edge of Tomorrow.
That's also a really good movie, but I can only watch that like once through a sitting. So if that's going to be your main go-to movie, it's a bit much with it.
Okay,
but still a great movie.
Kenny says Kung Fu Hustle.
Good one.
Charles says Princess Bride or Ghostbusters.
Or Big Trouble in Little China.
Alan says Lord of the Rings. Oh, well, I mean, it is a long flight. It's true.
You can watch all of them. Philip said Last of the Mohicans. That's a classic.
Whoa.
It's so sad, though.
Dude, okay,
I don't
listen.
know. I don't want to. You don't want to cry on the plane.
I just want you to know I can't watch Last of the Mohicans anymore because I feel like, you know, when they string up the British soldier and they're going to burn him alive and then they shoot him in the head, I feel like I would have been the British soldier. I would have been the guy that got left behind and shot in the head. So I can't watch it because the whole movie I'm just like, there I am and here it comes. They're going to get him.
And again, we want something lighter.
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess it comes down to, in the movie, I never identify with the guy that gets the girl.
Sure.
So they're like, we're going to run into the forest and be happy. And I'm like, I'm going to stay here and get burned alive by these Native Americans. And I don't want to talk about whether my colonial attitudes deserve this punishment. Okay?
So that's a no on that one.
I'm going to pass on that. Okay.
A good movie to bring back every so often.
Caleb said, great soundtrack. Michael Mann. Let's see. Caleb says The Longest Yard. Shrew says Hitchhiker's Guide. JC says Tommy Boy. Julia says A Silent Voice. It's an anime movie. Oh, Julia, I think you may be the only person that's going to recommend that one.
That's it. But way to stand on your own 2 feet.
You know what I would like to see, though, that is an anime movie? What's it called? Like Your Name?
The one that was really famous
It
last
was
year?
like the highest, like, grossing whatever anime film. You think I could rent that?
You could borrow it from certain places online. If you promise to return it.
I promise to bring it back.
If you promise to bring back the download, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. I actually would like to see that.
Why don't you do a Godzilla party
marathon?
pack?
Party pack?
Like you download a few of your favorite Godzilla movies all in a row.
What about if I could take some Mystery Science Theater with me?
Sure.
I'm going to need a little more enthusiasm than that, Nikki. Yeah!
That's a great choice. You pick the best stuff ever.
Oh, my gosh. Your taste in films.
Oh, I wish I was sitting next to you so I could look over your shoulder and watch everything you were watching.
Okay. Here is someone who has not attached their name. They just texted 8772-RADIO-U. John Carpenter's They Live.
What is that?
Rowdy Roddy Piper?
No.
No?
No.
One of the longest fist fights ever recorded on film. It's him and Keith David. Oh, yeah. I have come here to kick butt and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
I can't stand it when you know this word for word, and sometimes you can't remember something else work-related, but you get this entire dialogue from what he says is a 1988 movie. Why? What's wrong with your brain?
I don't know. I'm not a bad person. I'm just a bad employee.
Terrible. Like, Obi, did you remember? No, but do you remember the bubblegum longest fight scene ever?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I do.
It's fine. We all have our strengths, and they're all in different areas.
Some of them are worthless.
Some are in trivia. It's fine.
All right. Jay says Galaxy Quest. That actually is a great choice right there.
Which one's that one?
Galaxy Quest, Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, the guy who's dead now that played Snape, Alan Rickman.
Oh, okay.
And man, just that's hilarious. Brittany says Your Name is awesome. You will love it. That's the anime one we were talking about. Grace says Inside Out. I don't want to I can't. That's too weepy for me.
I also don't like that one because I like broccoli on pizza, and I don't feel like it's a little mean that that's a part of that.
I'm going to skip over that.
Okay.
Franklin says Spaceballs. The Saw movies.
Well, it's at least you get more than one.
I don't think so.
I don't like when I'm on a plane and someone's watching something that I don't
is inappropriate.
I don't want to be near. So
actually, that's a good point. You actually do have to be like, okay,
you have to be aware.
I can't take anything too crazy because I'm in public.
The other people.
Let's take all of the most mind-numbing things the Riot has ever said and play them again.
It's a stupid idea, but I love it.
It's the Riot on Radio U.
I got to tell you, Nikki, the emotional support squirrel thing has really taken off for me.
That was from yesterday.
It is really taking off.
We talked about a person in Florida who was going to get kicked out of his condo because he had complained about a dog attacking a squirrel that he has. And he says that the squirrel is an emotional support squirrel. And then the condo found out because he complained about something that he had a squirrel, which really I don't think most condos or apartments would be up on. So they're making him leave. And that was the story. And then Obi thought that'd make the best band name ever.
Best ever. You can't ever come up with a better band name than that.
We're now still on that. Another day later.
You will never, ever top that.
What we talk, though, afterwards about what would be a good name if you broke up with emotional Support Squirrel, the band, and went to the side thing
Did
of
you say
the
it was like support duck?
support duck or something.
I was trying to remember last night, and I couldn't remember it either because I wanted to tweet it, and I was like, I can't remember
I
this.
can find this. I can find it.
I want to say a big thanks to Wes, who sent me a photo of
Therapy duck.
Therapy duck.
That was it.
Dude,
someone
Therapy
said
duck is almost as good as emotional
They
support
knew
squirrel.
someone who had a friend who had a therapy duck. And again, if you need an animal, that's not what we're laughing at. We're just not great band name, right? Great band name.
Therapy duck is my new emotional support squirrel cover band. That's what we do.
That'd be it.
We just tour. We had a lot of small shows, like wherever, and we just do emotional support squirrel songs, but we're Therapy Duck. And so, that's our thing. And you have a duck that you always bring to the show.
Oh, and he just walks around
and
during it.
Everybody knows, you don't mess with the duck. You just let him walk around and do his thing. So, oh my gosh. And you know what? We could do a cover of the Weird Al song, I Want a New Duck. It's perfect.
You're just full of great ideas.
You know what I'm doing? I'm connecting things. I'm bringing stuff together. Things that have just been hanging out there for a long time. We're bringing them all together.
So what was your reasoning for bringing it back up?
Well, my friend Wes just texted me a photo of emotional support squirrel. And Nikki, if you'll take a look, I posted it on the RIOT Facebook page, which the Radio U Facebook page is where the movie discussion is happening.
Eating a donut.
But Obadiah's emotional support squirrel is on the RIOT's Facebook page, and that's
you.
real.
That's your real. Band's thing.
Yeah. Okay. Think about this though. All right, you go to
that's merch.
Okay. That's on a shirt for sure. And then that's our gimmick. Everybody comes to the emotional support squirrel shows, and they bring donuts. And at one point in the set. And it's performance art, but it's participatory art. At one point, we stop playing and we all sit down and eat a donut together. All right?
I love what you're doing with it. We've never had a show like that for Radio U.
We haven't.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
that.
Because, it's that whole idea of everyone creating meaning together.
Yeah.
And so we're all creating meaning at the Emotional Support Squirrel show, and we're all eating a donut. And I feel like it communicates a lot of things, because what have we always said, Nikki? You can't make a fist when you've got
a donut in your hand.
A donut in your hand.
You're right.
And so what we're really doing is promoting a message of peace, a message of belonging. And with a name like Emotional Support Squirrel, people are going to know, hey, that's a safe place.
You got some ideas. You have some ideas there.
I'm telling you right now.
I didn't say good ideas or bad ideas. I just said ideas.
Can we be careful? In this space, we don't use judgment words.
I didn't do anything with it. I just said you have ideas.
You said, I don't want to say good ideas or bad ideas.
I didn't say good or bad.
But I feel threatened when you say that you're not going to say.
Do you think the squirrel, when he found the donut, he was like, yeah, and he could never go back to nuts again?
He's screwed. That squirrel's life is ruined.
He's like, I got to have sugar. And so he's always hanging out near a donut shop.
Dude. I'll feed that squirrel.
It's what's wrong with this squirrel? It's he got this cruller one day, and he's just never been the same.
On my new Emotional Support Squirrel EP, it's called The Ballad of the Codependent, and it's about how this squirrel provides me with emotional support, and I provide him with donuts.
That's not a healthy relationship.
It's a transactional relationship.
That is not what we're supposed to do.
It's not?
No, you're not supposed to.
It is a little weird how food's getting mixed up in it now.
That's not healthy.
There's a lot of
that
emotional.
Is not done.
There's a lot of things happening.
Done.
That's the end?
Done.
All right.
Join us at Radio U Riot on our Facebook page. You can continue it there if you want to keep talking about it, but we're done.
Come on, Nikki. I think we're really onto something here. And I want you. Yesterday you said you were going to be manager.
I've just quit.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Oh, loneliness and cheeseburgers are a dangerous mix.
The Riot with Nikki.
Shut up.
Oh, don't tell me to shut up!
The Riot on Radio U.
What I had wanted to do was tell you guys a story that I had music set up for, but I want you to know that my emotional support squirrel chewed through the wires and
someone's computer's died again over there.
It has happened.
What's nice is you get a warning. It makes this whooshing noise, and then it's like the fan going, "Oh no!" and it's burning up, and then it turns itself off.
Makes me nervous.
And then it restarts, and that's why you can't use it.
So listen, do me a favor. In your heart and in your mind, I want you to hear the sound of Somewhere in My Memory from Home Alone playing right now.
What's that one?
Well, that's the name of the theme for Home Alone.
Okay.
You know, I feel like today I have been a little too transparent about the things I know.
Like, I don't remember the Home Alone music.
That's a song that has lyrics.
Okay.
Somewhere in my memory. And if you listen, you can actually hear the words.
Oh.
As I said,
wow.
I am being a little too transparent about the things I know. Completely worthless.
Well, what about the song?
Well, someone, and I'm sorry that I've been mining Reddit for content so much, guys, but it's too relevant to pass up as we're talking about this 25-year-old movie. This dude has figured out, okay, you know the scene in the kitchen where he's like, Kevin, you're such a disease, and Kevin throws the fit because he hits Buzz, because Buzz is like, well, somebody would, but we have to barf it all up.
First,
quick, Kev, get a plate.
It's like I'm in a play.
You're watching it.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
happening.
I can visualize it. It's like angels singing.
So Kevin screams and pushes Buzz, who falls into the counter, who knocks over the milk, that everybody starts spilling stuff.
And then he has to go to his room?
Well, pause, because this is the important part. His dad grabs some napkins and stuff off the table, and he throws them in the trash, and they're red napkins. Well, there's a little something that you never noticed that our good friend Bob Cobble over on Reddit has figured out. If you zoom in and enhance, you will see that in that stack of trash is not just a bunch of red napkins.
I thought it was his plane ticket.
There's a plane ticket there.
Yeah.
Don't even.
I
didn't
promise
know
you,
that.
that's why they didn't notice that he was missing.
That's why they didn't notice he was missing.
Because his
How do
plane
you
ticket
know
was
that?
in there. Everybody knows this one. This isn't anything amazing.
No, Nikki, that's wrong.
No
It's
way.
new.
That's how come they didn't realize he wasn't there, because his plane ticket was gone.
No. Of course, the argument that's happening right now is that Kevin's
Why
dad...
do you need a plane ticket anymore?
Kevin's dad knew exactly what he was doing and intentionally
didn't want him
threw
to
Kevin's
go?
ticket away because
No,
he didn't want him to
it
go.
was all mopped up in there.
You're telling me this whole time you knew his ticket was there?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I thought everybody else knew that.
No, I don't believe you. You're just saying that. You want to seem superior to everyone
How
by
come I
already
said it
knowing.
before you said it?
Because you read this article last night.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not on that Reddit forum.
No.
Accept it. I already knew that one. And
You
I think
didn't
a lot
know.
of people did too.
You
What
did?
hurts
Okay.
you is I don't even really care about the movie that much, but I still knew that.
Man, well, see, it's been if you guys have been paying attention to the show for the last year, it's been a year of really unpacking Home Alone, because the other thing that I finally came to understand last Christmas season after my annual Home Alone viewing was that Home Alone's not just about Kevin. The old man is also Home Alone. Mm-hmm. So that was once I figured out that he and Kevin both shared the title of Home Alone, it changed my whole read of the movie. Changed everything.
Well,
really.
if you're not doing anything today at work or class, feel free to just unpack this more.
Yeah.
If you go online and first watch the movie, if it's been a while.
Well, am I not looking for a movie to watch on the plane?
Yeah, but then you have to wait. Well, yeah, but you're going to go before Thanksgiving. That one you do have to wait. That's a little bit.
The arbitrary nature of the person that has their Christmas tree up right now.
Sure, I do.
I know.
I do.
That's what I'm saying.
But the movie would be you have other movies to watch.
That's too much.
Yes, you
You've
have others.
crossed a line. I need my emotional support, Squirrel. Come here, guy.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot, but let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the Radio U app.
Nikki, when's the last time you used a payphone?
A payphone?
Mm-hmm.
Well, gosh, I don't know.
I can't remember either.
Maybe baby Nikki in an emergency?
Think about this. You go to a payphone.
There's just no payphones around.
They're out there. You got to have a quarter. And then you also have to know the person's phone number.
I couldn't.
Who knows a phone number these days?
I don't have a quarter, so I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, I know. So, would you Can you make a
I'd
collect
have to
call?
borrow someone's phone. Are
Yeah.
you talking like if cell phones were gone and we had to make a phone
Just a payphone.
on a payphone?
You had to make a phone call. Can you remember any phone numbers?
Eric's
You got Eric's number.
and my parents,
I can remember my mom's home number.
and that's it.
Couldn't tell you what her mobile number is. And 1, 2, 3. I remember the request line to the radio station. That's an 800 number. We can call the radio station and get help.
Okay. When in doubt, if you're ever in that situation, which I doubt we ever would be, you can call us here and we'll help you.
I can call the DJ on the air at 8772 Radio U and
Like,
say,
help
help me.
Like, I don't have my phone.
I don't have a phone.
But again,
Okay.
in our area, there's just no one has payphones anymore, and I haven't seen one in a long, long time. I think the last time was probably an old one in New York City, like just down some random aisle, like alleyway, but that'd be it.
Okay. Last year in Canada, they made $22 million.
For what?
Payphones.
People still use payphones in Canada? Mm-hmm. Where?
How about this?
Why?
Last year in the United States, $286 million
From payphones?
from payphones.
No way.
The
Is
average-
this like if you don't have a burner phone or something? Like, is this for illegal activity?
They said that if you look at the United States and Canada, and even taking the data separately, a payphone makes about $300 per year, which comes down to about 4 phone calls a day. 3-4 phone
I
calls a
am
day.
amazed by that.
But the thing that's amazing is to think that if you take it all together, that's almost $300 million.
That's a lot.
That people are spending at payphones. What?
Why?
Yeah. I mean, that's what I use, like, for my illegal phone calls. You
that's
get down
the-
to the payphone.
That's
and
the
you do
only
that.
thing I could see it for.
Yeah.
But no offense if you still use it for non-illegal activities, but it seems like that's probably why a lot of people do.
I mean, but sometimes I just use my burner phone.
Yeah,
but if I'm
too.
between burner phones, I
then
go
you
ahead
have to
and
just use that.
Yeah.
For the person. Actually, it is in movies normally where they're like, wait here, and you get one call to the payphone.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Sure. So that's the Yeah, payphones. Maybe this is what we should do. We should become payphone people.
Like
We'll
to
just
make
set 'em
money,
up. Yeah, we'll set up payphones.
but it never works. But it still
never-
takes the quarter.
But it takes the money.
And they figured you'll probably just be okay with that because it was just a quarter,
So who cares? And you walk off?
and we still get the money.
Man. And then we'll have like $300 after a year.
We're rich.
That'd be awesome.
We have to have more than one payphone.
Oh, we got to diversify,
This has
expand.
to be a citywide scam.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the Radio U network through the Radio U app or at riot.radiou.com.
Guess who sounds fat?